Then
So like that is the cage. See, that's where they'll be. And so what we may need to do.
oh, there's a lag in time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it needs to shoot over there.
So this is I mean,
Oh, I see. Is it inverted?
what I'm gonna do.
It's weird.
Drag this way. I mean, you can kind of see over there.
Okay, that's good enough.
Okay.
And then I can just, once we're done, we'll just move around.
Yeah. Yeah. Once that's completed, let me know and we can readjust it.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to everybody, because I know everybody's worked with us before. Appreciate you coming in today. And what we're doing today is just kind of an extension of our administrative duties as an election commission. Um, I'm pretty sure everybody here worked the November 3rd election. During that election, there was a race to fill the House District 32 seat that was held by Jim Servillo, and Ashley Hudson actually won that race, and it was certified that she's the winner. But a lawsuit has been filed, and it has actually been moved to the claims court, which is part of the Arkansas legislature. We have received Freedom of Information Act requests from both sides of that lawsuit to produce documents. Now, y'all will be very familiar with these documents because since y'all did absentees, you've seen all these before. You may be touching these very same ballots for the second time or the third time. And we are basically looking for two types of information. Let me step back just a little bit and tell you the group of ballots that we are looking for. Some of them were erroneously counted. And so there is a group of 327 ballots that somehow got mishandled in the process, not by y'all, but got mishandled in the process. 20 of them were counted, and 27 of them were counted, and 70 of them were not counted. This is of 327, it got down to just 97 of them that were in question. 27 got counted, 70 did not get counted. I'm only telling you all that as background. We have been asked to provide information on the ballots that the 27 that were counted that should not have been counted, and on the 70 that did not actually get counted. Now, when as y'all will remember, when an absentee ballot is deemed to be okay and gets counted, we separate all the constituent parts out: the outer envelope, the voter statement, the ballot-only envelope. Okay. So on those 27 ballots that were counted, all of those materials have already been separated out. And we have the voter statements. All we're really looking for on those is the mailing envelope that corresponds with that particular ballot. So there'll be 27 of those where you'll be going through boxes of empty absentee ballot envelopes, the outer envelopes. And you can look at the mailing labels on those and match that against a list of names, which I'll give you. Now, the good news on that one is it's a very short list. We've already found two And so there's really only 25 more names, but we still have to go through a whole bunch of empty absentee envelopes to find those, okay? Yes?
John, are they already by you guys separated by precincts that are
Oh, no.
involved in that reason?
No. These, as you remember, when you guys were working on batches, your batches had everything. And the runners picked up the materials as you finished the batch and put it in a box up here. And other tables, their stuff went in. So it's all just aggregated together without any organization, okay? And that's, that will add to some of the, I won't say difficulty, it'll just take more time. But the good news is, y'all are familiar with dealing with these documents. You're used to looking at that mailing label, because you would look at that when you would write the voter's name down on the list of voters. You go, Joe Smith, precinct 1, or whatever. So you're used to that mailing label, and so you know where it is, you know what to look for. And that's how we will match that envelope with the name on here. Now, again, we're still talking about those 27 that were counted. For those groups who are working on this group of finding this group of envelopes, what I suggest is that one person has this list and the other person is looking at the mailing labels, and you either say, you have Joe Smith on the list, because you're not going to be able to remember all. At some point, you'll remember all 25 that you have to find, but initially you won't. And the other person looks at the list and goes, no, Joe Smith's not on there. Sally Jones, no, Sally Jones. And then you just go through this process. Yeah.
So is it only certain precincts that pertain to this Travilla thing?
It is, and we are not searching by precinct, because we really just need these 97 total. In this part, we just need these now 25 remaining, but total of 27 items. Okay? Yes?
Is that list that we're looking at alphabetized?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
That helps.
So that is this first category. The ballots that have already been counted, we're just looking for the outer envelope. Okay? Any questions on that? Pretty straightforward. Okay? Now, the second category is going to be the ballots, the 70 ballots that were not counted, so they will be intact ballots. They will still have the ballot-only envelope, the voter statement, and all that inside. We're not going to separate any of that, but that's how you'll know that that ballot has not been counted, because it's still going to have all the constituent parts inside. Okay? And this list is a lot longer. It's got 70 names on it. And I understand that this is complicated. It's not necessarily complicated, it's cumbersome. And I wish that there was some way that we could make this easier. We've been talking in the office this morning about how to best do this. And we just think that, again, one person is looking at the mailing label and the other person's looking through the list. This one, too, appears to be alphabetized. Yeah. So that will make things easier. Okay. What we will do in both cases, well, first of all, are there any questions on this group specific to this group? Yeah.
Are both groups in the same boxes?
No.
Oh, good.
No. And because remember when we were doing the absentees, how we had voter statements in this box, ballot-only envelopes in the ballot box, and then the empty envelopes. Now, the ballots that didn't get counted, remember we put green sheets on those, and those were boxed up in their own boxes. So those, the unvoted ballots are in one set of boxes, and the empty absentee outer envelopes are in separate boxes. There should be nothing commingled. Should not. Okay, so what I propose to do, and this is going to be mainly for Jill, but Jill will have a copy of each of these two sheets, okay? If somebody finds something that's on this list or the already voted list, you know, just put those in a particular place on your desk where it's obvious that you found one. You can even raise your hand if you find one. Jill will come around, make a note of that on her master list, and then go around and update the lists of everybody else, of all the other tables. And what we expected, or what I would like to do, is have roughly half of the room working on each type of box. And I think what it's going to be based on is we're going to open these boxes that are currently sealed, and I'm about to unseal them and look in each box, okay? And then we will deliver a box to each table. And what will likely happen is whichever type of box, you know, whether voted or unvoted, whichever one we have more of, you know, we'll be doing more of those. But, you know, the idea is to have both of these processes going in parallel so that we can more quickly get done with this. I know how well y'all work. I don't expect you to be superhuman and go through these as fast as you can canvass absentees, but you might. And when we started looking at it this morning, there's really not that many boxes. There's between 30 and 40 boxes total. They're not all full. It would be wonderful if we could finish this afternoon. If we don't, we don't. And we'll take volunteers to come in tomorrow. Our deadline is more or less close business tomorrow. That's the deadline that I have set for this. And we have a lot of other documents we have to produce, not just this. This is number 14 on the list out of 16 different things we have to produce. Okay. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to everybody else?
Yes, it's good.
If during this process anybody identifies a streamlined way to do this, please share it with Jill and she'll share with everybody else working on that type of box. I don't have all those answers. Y'all have proven time and time again that y'all can figure out better ways to do this than I can. So I will happily let y'all adapt. Again, this is an administrative function. There is nothing being done here that you are required to be a sworn election official, although you have all been sworn election officials. This is simply an administrative function. We will not be counting any of these ballots, with one small caveat. Other questions on this before I... Yes, Barry.
John, do you know how many precincts fall within House District 32?
Precincts roughly 15, 18, and it's not all of the precincts. It's just specific splits.
Some of it might be just a piece of a precinct that's in there. Would it be easier to sort through by precinct number instead of name on the other envelope?
So I thought about that, and it might be, and if you would like, I have a list of the precinct numbers printed out. So what I will do is I will bring them in here, and if anybody wants to organize their box first, I don't know that that's necessarily going to be faster, but it may be for some people.
I'm just thinking if we got a list of the precincts and we're flipping through, we may pick the precinct number up and then be able to check against the main list and do that process real quick.
And that's fine. I think you're right. I think using it as a way to quickly identify an envelope that you may be looking for, then you pay close attention to the name.
Kind of a pre-sort.
Right, kind of a pre-sort. I will bring those in here, and anybody who wants them, we can do that. Okay. And now that will really only work for, it may work for both groups, I'm not sure. Because there are, yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but that may work for both groups as well. But I'll bring some copies of that in. Any other questions before I make another?
Because essentially you're looking, if there's 15 precincts, you're looking for one of those 15 instead of on a list of 70 names, looking for one of 70.
Agreed. And that was my thinking, but yes. So, and that really comes down to how does your mind work and what's easiest for you. And you as a team, y'all work that out. And however, like I said, if that works better for you, please do that. Okay? All right. Now, the other thing that we have, so this is all related to the November 3rd general election. We're also about to certify the runoff election tonight at 5 o'clock. We have tabulated all of the absentee and provisional ballots today, and our machine was unable to count or tabulate about 15 ballots. So I need 2 people to remake some ballots very quickly. This will be super fast because there's only one race on each ballot style, so it'll be very fast. Of those, okay, so that y'all 2 will do that. Just stay where you are for now, because I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a box, and then y'all will just come back to that. Okay? All right. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to unseal these boxes, and then Bart is going to bring them to your table. Okay?
I think the idea of finding 15
Well, they are on the list. Yeah, so you're sharing down there.
If they weren't, we'd have to
You want me to look for them on the list?
This right here is helping.
That doesn't make sense.
I saw those boxes somewhere.
Yeah, I just got one out of the front.
He would have to mark it off. I mean, I think we would mark off. You know.
Empty envelopes. Okay. It's fine.
We're gonna be getting the
It would be so. Yeah,
Eureka.
Okay.
So we got 2, 4, 6.
Oh, baby girl. You know what that was. Then you wear snowman's. Oh, yeah.
Sure. All right. I'll follow you. All right.
To see what it was.
You're gonna have 5 of them. Yeah, we're going to the same place. I'll get to this. Where'd the list go? And I'm not. Well, hang on a second. Were y'all given? Okay. Okay.
Unless you can.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's fine. So those 4 are going to be distributed. So everybody at least 6 get. Got it.
That's why you said they need to
No, I just think it's easy for one person to look at the list. Now, if they can move have two ballots and both look at the list at the same time, then they can do that. Because, I mean, you can always split out the pages and have them up where everybody can see it. Both people are looking at ballots. Right, and that's why I was thinking one person looks at the list and one person. That's just me.
No, I think that's better. I think that's more efficient. So, yeah, one person looks at this list. Yeah. One person's got the list.
And there's only one A.
Okay.
Familiar with the letters of the alphabet?
Okay.
Bingo.
You got one. Here, let me get my list.
So let me have it and I'll put it over here.
Oh, good. All right, we already found one.
Good,
Okay,
and
can I-
they may all be in there.
Can I mark it off mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it right here. I'm putting the ones that aren't good over there.
Okay, you tables over on this side. Melissa, Mary, Janet, hang on. You tables. This group up here, one person looks at this. If you want to pull it apart and spread it out in front of you on one side, so you can display it. That would be one person looks at this, one person looks at that. There's only one letter K. There's some other letters that you don't even have. But just raise your hand and call everybody. Marking off your list, I'll mark them everybody else.
Yes, sir.
I think it's more pins.
Okay. All right.
Brenda Edwards. Jerry Shire.
G-A-R-A-L.
Yeah. Bingo too. Sally Randall. Dorothy Levin. Michelle. B-O-R.
No.
Paul Leslie. Paul Leslie. Yolanda
Let's see here.
Brooks.
Let me find yours.
We got two. Yes, we got one.
Y'all are working on this list. So let me. My son, last name.
Paul Romano.
Yes. This one, W-I?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. We got another one.
Julia Jansen.
No.
Rebecca Taylor. Conrad Miller.
Is this an E? No,
It's E-L.
here we go. So I'm gonna take these.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, it's not.
Marion House, Charlotte Williams. Ashley Aaron. Corey Poe. Owen Durham. Durham. Green. Dean Brooks. Linda Brown. Nora Jean Anderson. Marion Ron, R-A-W-N. Matt Welch, W-E-L-C-H. I know. Okay. Ricky, this is Michael Bogner. P-O-G-B-E-N. Stubbins.
If you pull that apart and lay it out, it would be easier for you to update your list.
Elvis Rogers. Patricia Kemp, H-E-P-P. Jamie Puget, P-U-G-I-T. Raymond Peters. Beverly Mitchell.
Wait a minute.
Julie Wood. Samuel Klein. Joseph Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. Catherine Cox. Victor Rogers. Freddie Johnson. Jasmine Wingo. Asia James. Patricia Lalo.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
George Mitchell. Penny Sellers.
Here's my. James.
John Hauser, Story, Jones. Kenzie McCullough. Julie Fernandez.
Yes. Here.
Charles Senior. Judy Gregory.
Judith.
Judith. Freddie Green, GRE.
thank you. I think it's just a second.
Gianna Messori.
And thanks for calling me back, I appreciate it.
First.
Too little, too late, hang on just a second.
F.O. Eddie, P-E-T-T-I-E-S. Tara Travis.
I don't get smart, they started going out last week and I haven't got money.
Terry Lynn Schwam, S-H-R-U-M. Linda Mel M-A-L-L-A-Y.
M-A, no.
It might be easier, I don't know, you just call out the last name unless you have a need for the first name, because then that person doesn't have to hear both names. You know, just call out the last name.
Wait, what's first name? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Mike, I don't need all this stuff. Just because I did. But if it's down here, then yeah. The first letter, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Little John.
This is too crazy.
Thank you.
Yes, I like to have an elder.
Pruitt. Curtis Mitchell.
I know, but you're not.
Cole Coleman. YouTube.
Jill, we have some that have a different name here, and then we can't read it, we turn on the back.
Yes, look at the mailing list. Yeah.
Donna Meeks. John Nolan. Gwendolyn Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E.
Okay, you green sheet people, stop where you are for just a second. I'm gonna call out the names that we should have marked off the list, because I know all your lists are not updated. So if you'll just look at your list and make sure you have these things marked off, I'll just do this every once in a while, okay? Jackson Burks, mark that off. Robert Dennis. Margaret Dwyer, D-W-Y-E-R. And the next two names, Martha Elbert and Mohammed Al-Barani. Give it a go. All right, next page. Last name first. Gregory Judith.
Gregory who?
Judith, Gregory Judith, mark off. Hernandez Julian, mark off. Jennings Celeste L, mark off.
Jenny.
Jones Dosha, mark off. Last name, Machaca, first name Khalid.
Wait,
Khalid.
what?
Last name Machaca.
Okay.
Yeah, mark that one off. We're finished when you're ready. Michael Greta M, mark off. Michael is the last name. Greta M. Last name Moore Phyllis. Palmer John. Parks Yolanda. Peterson Mildred.
Wait a minute. Park, what? Yeah, okay, got it.
We got Peterson Mildred. Phillips Eugene. Reynolds Vanessa. Bottom page. All those mark off. The last page. Last page, Roe Patricia, Ryan George, Shires Gerald. Next column, Templeton Ellen, Burma Monica. All those names are marked up. They sound good already.
Smiley Dodson. O'Reilly.
Naomi.